Hi everyone, Janet Quinn here from Lyons, Colorado to spend a few minutes with you telling you about the pre-conference that I'm planning for our third International Integrative Nursing Conference in Galway, Ireland. Ireland! I am so excited to be coming back to Ireland, the home of my ancestors. My grandmother was born a few kilometers to the north in Ballyhonus, my grandfather across the country in Dublin. So it's a real homecoming really for me. So I'm offering this pre-conference called The Most Beautiful Way of the Healer. Some of you know my work, some of you don't. I've been thinking about, writing about, teaching about, researching, talking about healing for a really long time. You might have seen some of these papers. You might have heard my keynote at the Iceland conference where I talked about healing and the way of the healer. I really feel as though it's time to go way deeper with these constructs. Those were good beginnings. All the writing is a good beginning, but I want us to have a different kind of experience where we really come into a lived experience of what we mean by healing, because we use the language all the time. We talk about the caring healing relationship as the way in which integrative nursing happens. So there really does need to be a clear sense of what that means to us when we talk about healing. The other thing that I want to spend really a good bit of time with is this notion of the most beautiful way of the healer. I do believe that integrative nursing is the way of the healer for our times. I believe that embedded in it is a call, a deep call to return to our roots in a lineage of healing with Florence Nightingale and way before Florence Nightingale. So here's my vision for what I want to do. I would like to call us together really as members of a tribe, really the International Integrative Nursing Conferences feel like that, like coming home, like this is really a meeting of the tribe. So y'all come, even if you don't do my pre-conference. Anyway, what I want to do is issue that call to come and sit in circle as Anamkara. And this is a term that I was introduced to through the beautiful writing of John O'Donoghue, born just down the road in the Burren in Ireland. So Anamkara, friend of the soul. I would like us to come together, to sit together with an attitude that is the attitude of the Anamkara meeting Anamkara, soul to soul. And what I mean is simply the willingness to come and acknowledge the deep soul, to be an Anamkara to ourselves first, and then to be willing to be Anamkara to each other, recognizing that we share a mission in this great adventure of life. We are part of that tribe that really desires the truth, the goodness, and the beauty of helping and healing. So come together in sacred circle. My plan is to provide a series of short talks. That's always my challenge, short, but I want to do it. I want to have short talks on various topics related to healing and the most beautiful way of the healer and the spiritual path and practices. Short talks, and then an opportunity for experiential exercises, dialogue amongst ourselves, and then discussion in the larger group to really mine the rich, deep knowing that each of us carries, the deep wisdom that resides in this community. So how to do that? I think sometimes we don't need any more facts. We don't need any more data. We don't need any more theories and hypotheses. Sometimes what we need is more beauty and more art and more music and more spaciousness and more time to be quiet and still and think and reflect. So I want to bring some of all of that. I want to definitely bring poetry. So well, John O'Donoghue and Mary Oliver and Garth Brooks, come and see, Hafez, Rumi, and I want you to bring your poetry. And if some of you live, those of you that live locally are coming, bring some musical instruments and let's just see what happens. So that's what I want to do. Having said that, don't worry, plenty of data. I am who I am, can't help myself. There'll be files of information, articles, a lot of them on all the new data in the placebo effect that really gives us such a solid support for claiming time for caring and healing in our work. So not to worry, that will all be there. My hope is that when you leave this pre-conference, you leave with a much deeper embodied experience, sense of healing, and most importantly, a sense of yourself as healer. as you continue to walk this most beautiful way of healing that the world so desperately needs. Hope to see you in Galway. Bye now.